All right, good morning. Welcome to Good Day LA at 8 o'clock on this Thursday. I'm Jen Lammers.
August the 13th, I'm Bob DeCastro. Yes, surf's up there in Malibu. People out and about this morning. And we're looking at slightly cooler temperatures, Maria, right?
Yes. The Dawn Patrol. We got those surfers out there early, taking advantage. Everyone's back to school, or most kids are back to school. We've got some clouds, too. So we've got partly cloudy skies, some stratus down below, and then we've got some high mid-level clouds streaming up from the subtropics. So that will also help just filter out the sunshine, and that will, of course, keep those temperatures down today. So 72 right now in downtown LA, 70 in San Bernardino, 83 Palm Springs, 59 in Big Bear. This afternoon, even in Palm Springs, we'll bring it back down to 90s, 99 there, 89 in the high desert with that 10% chance for showers, similar in the mountains with that chance, 74 up in Big Bear later this afternoon. So that's the coolest in a while. 86 for the valleys and the Inland Empire to downtown, 79 today. The average is 84. So we are running below that, 75 along the coast. I'll show you the rest of my forecast in just a bit, but first let's talk about traffic. Let's go to Stu and the crew in Sky Fox with a look at the red lights, the brakes, the volume. Stu, where are you?
We are. We're back in the valley. Maria, good morning. We're taking a look at this. Is going to be right about Reseda in the 101. And the brake lights that we're showing you right there, that's going to be the northbound 101. Tough drive this morning for sure. There's an incident happening down in almost the West LA area, northbound 405. They did have all lanes shut down. My guess is that they're going to open those up shortly, but that backup is huge as well. Back out here to this one, I can tell you the 101 through the valley, this is going to be north and southbound from the west end over to the 405. Give yourself just a little bit of extra time, especially if northbound your ride. Southbound, you're starting to hit the brakes right about Balboa as you make your way over to that 405. Sending it back to y'all in the studio. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Stu. New developments in the murders of Hollywood legend Rob Reiner and his wife, Michele. An unsealed grand jury indictment opens the door to a possibility of a death penalty case against their son, Nick.
Christy Fajardo is live in downtown Los Angeles now with the story. Christy.
Yeah, good morning. The special circumstance in the indictment of lying in wait is what makes the case eligible for a possible death penalty. But at this point, District Attorney's Office has not indicated whether they will even seek that. And of course, it has been temporarily halted here in the state of California. Nonetheless, this grand jury indictment, which has now been unsealed, is providing some clues as to what the District Attorney's Office is planning to argue. And this, up to now, has been a case that's been shrouded in secrecy. The 32-year-old, as you know, is accused of slaying his parents, acclaimed director and actor Rob Reiner and Michele Reiner. The 78 and 70-year-olds were found stabbed to death in their Brentwood home back in December. Nick Reiner has struggled with mental health and substance abuse problems for years, and there had been questions about his fitness to stand trial. But the indictment allows prosecutors to skip the preliminary hearing process and move towards a trial. District Attorney Nathan Hochman calls the case an extreme betrayal by someone who was loved and trusted by the very people he's accused of killing. The charges against him in the indictment include the special circumstance allegation of multiple murders and of using a knife in the commission of a murder, and the new special circumstance allegation, which we've already mentioned, of murder while lying in wait, which means prosecutors believe he hid from the victims in order to ambush them.
Now, it's very possible that Nick Reiner's family, this is their brother, right, that's going to be on trial here, that they could advise the DA or they could express to the DA that they don't want him to seek the death penalty. And I think he would very likely, take that into account and put a lot of weight behind their words. So it doesn't mean that he's seeking the death penalty, but it certainly now was on the table.
Nick Reiner has a scheduled hearing next month, but following the indictments yesterday, he entered a not guilty plea to the charges in the grand jury indictment. He is also seeking to get access to money in a trust that his parents had set up for him, saying he needs that money to help in his defense. Live in downtown LA, I'm Christy Fajardo. Let's send it back to you.
Christy, thank you. One person was killed overnight in a fiery car crash that happened right near Griffith Park. LAPD says the crash was reported around 2:30 this morning on Forest Lawn Drive near the entrance of Mount Sinai Memorial Park. LA City firefighters responded to the scene and quickly put out the flames. Police say the car's driver died at the scene. Officers searched the area, but they did not find any other victims, and the cause of the crash is under investigation.
LA City Councilman Isabel Jurado will chair LA's new Homelessness and Health Committee starting August the 31st. Nithya Raman lost her leadership role after the former committee split in two. Jurado says she will focus on housing and health services and decide whether the city should remain with the city-county agency that coordinates homeless services known as LAHSA. One day into the new school year, LAUSD is facing serious financial pressure. Superintendent Andres Chait says officials will first target non-labor spending and then central office positions. But after significant cuts already, Chait acknowledges schools cannot escape the impact entirely.
There are some significant challenges that we have to face. There's no, in my at least initial estimation, there's no scenario where there won't be an impact to schools. It's about doing that in the most thoughtful and humane way possible.
The district will continue searching for savings outside the classroom. Central office staffing is also on the table.
President Trump is looking for a new press secretary. Caroline Leavitt announced yesterday that she is leaving the White House. President Trump says she's stepping down from her role to spend more time with her young children. Leavitt gave birth to her second child back in May. She also has a 2-year-old son. Leavitt has served as White House press secretary since President Trump took office in January of last year. She was also the youngest press secretary ever at the age of 27. Leavitt will leave at the end of the month and no word yet on her replacement.
Someone's waking up happy this morning as a winning ticket was sold in Illinois for last night's $1.4 billion Powerball. This marks the largest grand prize since last year. The winner has not been identified. The winner chooses between getting paid in 30 graduated payments over 29 years or a lump sum payment estimated at $433.1 million. Both numbers are before taxes. Additionally, a lucky ticket sold in Massachusetts drew 5 of the 6 numbers with a power play multiplier winning $2 million. And 5 tickets sold across 4 states, including California, won $1 million each.
All right, let's go to Stu Bear for a check on traffic. Good morning, my friend.
How are we doing?
Hey. Yeah, we're doing all right on this one. We got a little bit to talk about. Skybox traffic brought to us by My Home Sold. We're on the 405, but this is up in the valley, southbound. Those are going to be the headlights that you see right there. Kind of the usual pattern, but it is a little extra. Doesn't everything seem extra lately? Take a look at that. So that's going to be Sherman Way right there. From the 118 to Sherman Way, you can see that big slowdown. A little bit opening up, usually a lot more, but today it's just going to be tough. Northbound, that portion looks great. That incident that we're talking about out in West LA on that northbound 405 over there by Santa Monica Boulevard, we've got it on good authority. They do have lanes open right there, but that backup is huge from the 105 to that crash. I hear it's almost 60 minutes for that drive time, so keep that one in mind as well. Traffic hotspots, let's share those right now.
Hi, I'm Adrian with My Home Sold, and we want to buy your house. We buy any house in any condition. No commissions, no closing costs, and no repairs. Go to myhomesold.com for a free same-day cash offer. That's myhomesold.com.
All right, take a look at this. Definitely. Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, what a nightmare.
You're looking at thousands of stingrays. It's actually right here in our backyard, Seal Beach. Researchers say more than 3,100 of the stingrays have shown up this year.
Why?
You can see them trying to rescue creatures that are all piled up on top of each other. Officials say a marine heat wave is causing the stingrays to come ashore, and that more could be on the way.
I was seeing, do you know what a sea cucumber is?
I've heard it when we went
It looks like a cucumber.
It looks like a slug.
Okay.
And if we were finding tons of these on the beach, on Hermosa Beach this past weekend, and when you squeeze them, they shoot out like a liquid.
Ew. I hope you didn't hurt them.
No, it's
Okay,
just
good.
out of fear.
Well, you heard Bob say that the reason why is because of the marine heat wave. And sea surface temperatures, water temperatures are so much warmer.
I know, it's been nice.
This year. It has been nice, but
It's been nice
also
for us, but it's affected marine life, which
it has.
is not good.
So you remember how to try to protect yourself from the stingrays, right? They're at Ray Bay, Seal Beach. You got to do that. Jen, you know this.
The sand shuffle.
The sting shuffle, the ray shuffle,
Are
whatever
those
you
the
call it.
kind that sting you?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
can. They have
okay.
barbs. Yeah, they have little barbs. And so you
Is
want
that the one
to...
where you have to pee on someone?
No, we don't do that anymore.
Okay.
I know, when I was a kid, that
At
was
least in that situation.
the thing. But in any situation...
Excuse me.
Bobby, you're going to get us into trouble. But yes, the stingray shuffle, you want to do that or get those little sand shoes that can avoid. Okay, I'm going to move on. You cut their mics. High pressure is off to our east. We've got a little disturbance just offshore, and that's what's helping to give us that onshore flow. So it's increasing, turning up the marine layer, our natural air conditioner as well. So we've got that, the sea breeze, and we have some cloud cover, so partly cloudy skies today. That will all contribute to our temperatures continuing to drop to even below normal. High pressure will re-strengthen as we get into the latter part of this weekend into next week, and that will bump our temperatures back up. But it shouldn't be as hot as it was just a week ago. I do want to point out now just been named Tropical Storm Lala. Do you remember just an hour ago I talked about this as Tropical Cyclone 1, or at least we're watching it to develop. But now it has developed into Lala with winds of 40 miles an hour. There is some organization with this system. It looks like it's going to increase in intensity with winds nearing 70 miles an hour as it approaches the Big Island. This is going to bring a lot of rain to the Hawaiian Islands. There is going to be a high surf, so some dangerous flooding conditions associated with the system as it passes to the south. But you can see the cone of probability could impact a good part of the Big Island here. So you want to keep that in mind as you make those travel plans, or perhaps you have travel plans. You might want to just alter them. We do have some high fire danger as well leading up to that storm system moving in. There's another one behind that, by the way, but that's going to fall apart. So you really do want to check with your carrier and your plans and your travel agent in case you are headed to Hawaii. 78 in Inglewood today, 91 in Las Vegas, 100 in Indio. There's that gradual trend. I just wanted to show you Pico Rivera. 83 today, getting into the 80s this weekend, which will be perfect. But then we'll be back to those low 90s, though. But hot, but low 90s as we get into next week. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. So beach volleyball is back in Manhattan Beach, and some of the best players in the world are set to serve this weekend.
Yeah, this is a world-class event. Brooke Thomas is live at the AVP Open as this tournament gets underway. Bump, set, spike.
No, I'm sorry, what?
Thank
Bump,
you.
set,
Thank
spike.
you. That's what I said.
I'm sorry, what?
Bump,
Yeah.
set, spike.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
I'm sure Sandra
I can
just
try.
taught you some words, but do you know what it means?
Bump, set.
She can't see you. She can't see you.
Because it's giving no. I don't, but hey, what? They are using, not they, I don't want to put this on Jen.
Thank you.
Bob. Bob, you should know that name, okay? He's a problem. And he just threw some volleyball terminology at me that I'm fairly certain he doesn't know what it means.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah, No, we're going to move on.
Okay,
we're going to move on. Tell us, Hey, no, what are you most excited about this weekend?
Oh my gosh, there's going to be a lot of really great volleyball going on, and the energy is going to be great. Everybody just wants to get their name on the pier this weekend.
Yes.
So, but I might be most excited about getting carried at Shellbacks this weekend. Hey, oh my gosh, yes, we're so excited. The competition here is legendary. I mean, so many people have played here. Again, name on the pier is like the dream. So we're just excited to compete and give ourselves a good chance to do the same.
I love that. What should people know if they're just not familiar, but they like fun?
I mean, this event is so much fun. I mean, you get to watch insane athletes play all up in the sand, getting gritty, getting dirty, and I mean, the atmosphere is just so fun and great. So just coming out and watching would be my biggest advice. Yeah, there's lots of great music. The energy's high all day long, all weekend long. Like she said, amazing athletes, like diving all over the place, playing a really tough game. And then also the weather's amazing. The beach is right here. There's so many fun things to do around here. So it's a great place to be this weekend.
Okay, give Bob some new lingo that it will make him look like an insider, but that he could explain.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
think about it. Give you ruminate over it for a second.
I mean, Bob, how early are we talking here? Do you know what an ace is? An ace?
Oh yeah, ace is ace. Yeah, it's when you serve up and
Oh yeah,
yeah, you know, when you serve up and the person doesn't touch the ball.
You know.
Yeah, and you score. And you score.
Yeah, that's not what he said.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Okay. How about
To be clear.
we got side out? That's a basic one. Do you know that one, Bob?
A side out. Yeah.
Side out.
That's a good one.
I want you to.
Is that when you go beyond the
How I can describe?
bounds?
No, he doesn't.
Okay, that's all right. That's just when you receive a ball and you get the point.
Okay. Okay. So now you know those.
Side
Go
out.
with the third one. Anything else? Anything?
Bob, do you know what a kill is?
A kill
Oh, yeah,
is when you spike the ball,
Right.
And you just, it's a kill
When you
shot.
Spike the ball.
You spike the ball and you get a point.
And you
Yeah.
get a point. You got that? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Hey, Brooke, I take it.
All right, it's not
these
looking good, but we like to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Are these-
You don't need to know all of that to watch and have fun.
Are they team?
What, Bob?
I'm just curious. Are they teammates? It seems.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't.
Yes.
And what does it mean? Like, because I imagine that not everybody likes their teammate. So I mean, imagine that has a big, that has a lot. I'm serious. Like, not everybody
I
necessarily.
imagine not everybody likes their teammate. So.
Stirring.
Well, I think he's wondering
Is that-
how big of a part does that play in the team's success? Is
There
that where
you
you're going
go.
with this, Bob?
There we go.
Because he can tell that you two like each other.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
That's a big part of beach volleyball. I mean, you pick your partner. You're not really affiliated with a team or a coach that puts you with someone like most other sports. So it's very individualized, but you got to like your partner. And I think we got that.
Yeah.
We got that for our team. I think there are some teams that can make it work. It's just business completely to them. But for us, we play better when we're just having fun and playing hard for each other.
I love that. We make
Look, I
it
have
work,
one
Jen, right?
question.
We make
I
it
have
work
one
with Bob.
question.
We make
Can
it
you-
work with Bob.
Can you ask them how they keep their feet cool in the sand?
Poor Bob.
They want to know how you keep your feet cool in the sand.
Oh, we have sand socks.
Okay.
So those are just like socks that we put on to wear in the sand that help keep our feet cool. But I mean, we kind of just build up a toughness on our feet. So it just kind of like
You don't even think about that.
Yeah, no, we don't usually wear them. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Boiling hot, but
Whoa.
it doesn't get too bad. Usually we can withstand the heat. Yeah.
That's good.
Just tell
They're tough. They're
Just tell them
tough.
we said
yeah. Bring your flip-flops.
we're going to be watching for them.
Yeah.
And just tell them we said side out.
They're going to be watching for you. And he said, oh my God.
Don't.
He said, just know we said, side out.
Side out.
So good.
Thank you, Brooke. Be right back. Side out.
Side out. Side out. Hollywood's iconic Pink's Hot Dogs is heading to Japan, opening its first Tokyo location by the end of the year. The menu will offer classic favorites and Japan-exclusive items. Pink's dates back to 1939 when Paul and Betty Pink started selling hot dogs from a pushcart near La Brea and Melrose. It's just the start of Pink's plan to expand across Japan.
And they don't mess around with their hot dogs, let me tell you. It's time to play our favorite game of what are the kids saying now? You might know Riz, Delulu, or even the Ick, but this new one, it's got layers. Enter LARP. LARP.
LARP.
It originally stood for live action role play. Think costumes, foam swords, and a wide open field with 20 of your closest friends who are really into medieval combat. But now, Gen Z is given LARPing a modern makeover. So now it's used to call out somebody who seems fake or performative. Like suddenly claiming to be a diehard fan when a team starts winning, a fair weather fan, if you will, or showing up somewhere just to get an Instagram photo. Ooh, there's many, many LARPs out there.
I have never heard of this
Calling someone a LARPer is basically a new way of saying that's not really you. A poser.
Poser.
Right? A
Yeah.
faker.
LARP. Have you ever heard that word before?
Brand new.
LARP.
Brand new to me.
Also learn you don't send a laughing emoji anymore.
Oh, you have to send the dolphin emoji.
Send a dolphin. Yeah.
And why? I still haven't gotten the reason
Because the
behind that.
dolphins
'Cause it
kind of
sounds
laugh.
like
Because the dolphins are, yeah, that's a dolphin.
I'll be right back.
All this stuff.
Amanda.
Because I was a Foursquare queen in middle school.
I didn't do Foursquare.
You didn't do it?
Yeah. No, we did hopscotch.
I remember hopscotch.
What about wall ball?
Tetherball.
Do they still do dodgeball?
Yes,
yeah,
they do.
I hope
In fact,
so.
we have dodgeball tournaments. Yes,
But
we
in
should
high
have
school,
one.
I just remember our high school having dodgeball, and then the guys were so like they'd throw it like as hard as they could.
For certain areas.
I don't know, yeah, and then some of the girls would be in the back, like just not wanting to get hit.
I think I need to go to the
It's like, why are you putting all these people together?
Yeah. But they do dodgeballs in elementary school, middle
wall
school.
ball, Foursquare.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to do this as a segment now. Now we're going to go back to our childhood games. We're going to see who the queen and king of recess is.
Who is the hacky sackist?
Oh, no.
Here.
Not me.
Not me.
Not
Okay,
me.
wow.
Now I'm out.
I'm the only
Were
one.
you? Okay.
I used to play hacky sack, yeah.
Wow. Do you know there's a clip going viral if you go back and watch the Twilight movies of them doing hacky sack?
Oh,
there was
really?
no actual hacky sack, and they go, wow,
There was no sack.
It was
hacky.
acting.
They were just acting with it. I'm going to find it and show it to you guys.
You know, it's called juggling if you do the fancy footwork here and you bounce the hacky sack with your foot.
Wow.
Those were the days, huh?
I know.
We're just reminiscing about back
Recess.
to school. and
Simplicity.
recess. Yeah. Okay, well, the kids should be off to school now. It's 8:29, but the parents are
Day 2.
celebrating day 2 for LAUSD. Yeah, we do. We have some really nice weather actually today. So if you are, in the shorts and the tee, it's good. We've got, it's still summer, by the way, so it's still going to be warm, but not as hot.
Okay.
That's the good news. Our natural AC, our marine layer is back, baby. It is giving us that sea breeze, that cooler air mass, and we also have some high mid-level clouds, so that's going to help filter out some of that sunshine. So temperatures are going to dip down to well below average. We could have a little bit of humidity and a 10% chance for some showers over the mountains and deserts, but it is drying out, so that's the good news. And then after today, we're going to start another warming trend as we get into the weekend and next week, but not as hot as it was. I mean, we were, in the 90s, 94 earlier this month. Then we just got cooler and cooler as we got to yesterday's 87, 1 degree cooler than the day before. But hey, we'll take it. Today, thinking 79 for downtown LA because of that extra cloud cover as well. Temperatures will start to warm up tomorrow, like I said, so let's enjoy today. 86 in Woodland Hills. This is really not bad, right? 84 in Santa Clarita, 87 in Riverside, 74 in Big Bear, 99 in Palm Springs. And then I mentioned that warming trend. Woodland Hills today, really pleasant. And then we'll get to the low 90s as we get to Saturday, Sunday. And then next week, we'll get back into those upper 90s as well. Out towards the Huntington Beach area at the coast, 76 degrees. Just watch those stingrays, okay? Make sure you do the shuffle and don't get stung. We'll get up to about 80 and 81 as we get into next week. All right, there's my weather for now. Should I send it back to you guys? Yes, back to you.
Thank you.
Oh.
This
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
I'm reading.
Oh, you're doing okay.
Wait till you guys hear about. I'm reading what the leaders of IATSE and the DGA are saying, and I'm starting to read some of the members' tweets and X's. What do you say?
I think you say it's an X, right?
X's, yeah. I'm scrolling.
I'm never going to get used to that, by the way. It's forever a tweet.
I want the real-time reaction from the crews. And so I got that for you. Because 2 top Hollywood unions are calling for California Attorney General Rob Bonta and Paramount Skydance CEO David Ellison to reach a settlement on their pending antitrust case. So the leaders of the Directors Guild of America, the DGA, and IATSE. Now, IATSE is a huge
That's
union.
for the crew, right?
Oh, yeah. Thousands of members.
Yes.
And they made this request yesterday. In a letter, they claim that their members are already seeing productions being put on hold or even canceled as the 2 companies prepare for this March 2027 antitrust trial. They argue that industry workers are being harmed by the delayed timeline. So what I was just reading right now is they're saying, okay, so if AG Rob Bonta and David Ellison cannot come to an agreement, then they're asking to please move up the trial because they say that their unions cannot withstand until March 2027.
Yeah, that's a lot.
There's
a long time
scant
gap.
productions out there, and that is so important because now you've got the people sounding off. Before, you've got state leaders, you have CEOs, you've got a lot of the shareholders, and you have the money people.
Now you have the industry.
Now you've got the backbone of our city. You have the people that put in blood, sweat, and tears every day that are saying, hey, if you can't come to an agreement, why should we as the crew thousands of us have to wait until spring of next year.
It's a
to get some
no-win
resolution.
situation. I mean,
Yeah, and
it's not good for Paramount either, because then they'd have to start paying that fine or fee.
But then,
or they follow through with a threat of just moving out.
The threat of moving out, right? And then they don't even know if they have jobs left here at that point.
It seems like a lot of the people on social media are agreeing with their union leads on this, saying, yes, like, please, please, guys, like, take the gloves off. Let's come to an agreement. Let's really look out for the thousands of jobs on the line.
It's so scary because it's really their very livelihoods that are at stake here. At this very moment. Yeah.
It is. There are thousands of people that are affected by this merger and also affected by this legal case right now, too. So I think that's a fair ask to say, listen, can you guys try to work this out? And if you can't, can we at least move up the trial then? Why can't we move up the trial till December?
That's right.
That's 3 extra months. And I'm sure David Ellison would like that because that's less of a ticking fee for him. So maybe that is the move. And let me tell you something. DGA and IATSE are very strong unions.
They are.
Very strong unions. So good morning to all of our union members that are watching us today. I'm seeing what you guys are writing on social media about this. Okay, yesterday, Bob, Jen, and I, we do our little perusing on social media. And it looks like we have a CHP officer who's got a secret skill. And he displayed that skill on Power 106, their brown bag mornings. And it was a PSA done in a really cool way on pedestrians, bicycles, and just generally traveling safe.
But on a serious note, here's a serious quote you could feel. Safe roads start with safe choices made behind the wheel. So don't be drinking and driving. That's something I gotta mention. Cause not only is it dangerous, but boy is it expensive. Think twice, call an Uber, maybe call a friend. That $10 will be the best that you will ever spend. Let's talk about speed limits cause they're all around. Sage of Gemini said it best when he said, slow down, but we ain't grabbing the wall. If there's a call about a crash, I hope that you ain't involved. Or if you call about your car, talking about how it's stalled, we'll get you back on the road and headed back home in no time at all. Safety, service, and security, that's what we bring. Shout out to the community from the CHP. Let's go.
Unbelievable. Bars. Set to Uchi Wally.
Listen, he might put people behind bars, but he's got bars.
Yeah, he does.
He dropped major
Wow, how
bars.
Talented.
Super
Does he do
talented.
this like on this? I have so many questions. Does he do this on the side?
Hey, Jen, you know what? We may be able to ask him these questions tomorrow because we put out the ask.
Oh, let's bring him in.
Calling Officer Talavera. We have put out the ask. I've called your office.
Yeah, please come in.
I've left a message. I've left a request. I've talked to your PIO. We would like you to come on our station. And I know he's getting a lot of interest.
Drop some bars, maybe about our show.
But I will brag. The PIO said we were the only local station to reach out.
Really?
Ooh, Chihuahua, so our FYP.
And you would be doing a public service.
And you would be doing public service. Now, the only thing we ask is that you do a rap about Good Day LA, of course. That would, that would be really cool.
Make us feel special.
Make us feel really special. Yes, Mona?
Oh, what office is he at? Which CHP office? LA office?
Is it San Bernardino?
Isn't it?
Inland?
So I believe it's San Bernardino.
Yeah? I don't know.
I think so. Well, also, we have an editor named Art Talavera, and your name's Talavera, so maybe they're
related.
Maybe they're distant cousins?
Yeah, maybe. So do it for the family, is what I'm trying to say. All right, entertainment sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino, and now let's check in on our poll. Last hour we asked you, what do you miss most about childhood summers? Ooh, 43% say 3 months of freedom.
Wasn't that nice?
That was.
To just have all that time to yourself.
Unless you had
No
my
pressure.
dad, who made you do 2 pages of English and 2 pages of math
I did the
books
same thing.
every day.
I did bonus math
dad made you do
equations.
it?
Yeah. We had to go to Learning is Fun.
This is why I'm afraid of your dad.
Yeah, your dad is no joke.
I look at him like, ooh.
Your dad came from the school of hard knocks, all right?
That's right. Sure did. We got some comments for you. Richard in Temecula said, summers in Bell Gardens in the 80s and 90s were so memorable.
Wow.
We rode our bikes all day, went to Ford Park pool, and played basketball. We hopped in my 61 Impala and spent every day fishing and enjoying life. Summers were the best years before life.
Richard painting the picture right there.
Wow, Richard.
Vero From Pomona, I miss the ice cream man and all the kids in the neighborhood gathering around to get dollar ice cream. Heck yeah.
Ice cream.
Now it's like $8.
I know.
Cindy, our friend from Little Rock, loved the endless time. It did feel like it was endless, right?
It did.
3 months. We never worried about what time it was.
Oh, those were the days. And Cristal in Monrovia, I love the summer nights with friends, bonfires, and looking at the stars. Oh, you
Simple.
guys, this Throwback Thursday is really one for the feels right now.
Yeah, it really is.
So go to
Wouldn't
Fox.
trade that for anything.
Wouldn't
by the
trade
way.
it for anything. FoxLA.com/vote. Leave us a comment. We'll read it right here on the air. If you want to wrap us a comment.
How did you spend your summers, Samara? Were you a bike rider, biking through the
Yeah,
neighborhoods?
we're always outside doing all
Scooter
stuff. Yeah, scooters, bikes. But you know, Jax.
Skip it.
Skip it. Yeah, hula hooping, all that. You know, Jax is 8 now. So this is like the core memory ages. So we have really put in a lot of work, or should I say, me and Jason have put in a lot of work. Sky Zone, Wild Rivers, Fair. Like
You're making memories.
Making those memories.
Good mama.
Ethan too, right?
That's right. We go to the parks. We go hiking, all that stuff.
Yeah, because you're active.
Good Day LA Traffic, sponsored by the offices of Jacob and Ronnie. Call jacob.com. Unfortunately, we do have this big issue. 2 vehicles overturned here on the northbound side of the 405 at Santa Monica Boulevard. Emergency crews, of course, are on scene. This signal alert has been extended for another half hour. We're looking at speeds down to 9 miles an hour. But look at the backup as you're heading towards the west side. We're talking about beyond 7 miles all the way down to Inglewood. So if this is part of your route along that 405 north, approaching the 10, you want to make sure you give yourself a lot of extra time. And also 67 minutes. You can tell it's back to school, back to work. Lots of cars on the roadway. Northbound 110 from 405, 34 minutes. A much better looking roadway. This is the 60 at Frederick at Pigeon Pass through Marina Valley. At least that area looking better. Here's a look at some other traffic hotspots.
So I do hot yoga every day. After the accident, my lower back was so stiff I couldn't move, and I called Jacob. They treated me like a king. I did not have to deal with anything. If you're in an accident, call Jacob. Call Jacob.
And Good Day LA Weather is sponsored by the law offices of Larry H. Parker. A look outside, we do have our Santa Monica camera showing you some cloudy skies. And that will be the case today, partly cloudy, which will help to filter out the sun's rays. So it will be cooler even today and maybe a little bit drier, so a little less humid, we should say. There's still a slight chance for some mountain desert showers, about a 10%. Which means 90% it won't, but it's in there just in case. Don't get caught off guard if you do encounter some of those showers. It will start warming up though as we get into tomorrow and the weekend. It'll be gradual, and especially as we get into next week. But today should be the coolest of the extended outlook. That area of high pressure has really pushed off to the east, taking most of the really hot weather with it. We're just getting on the tinge of those monsoons, and then we have a little disturbance off the coast, helping to reinforce the onshore flow, and of course our natural AC, the marine layer, which is out there. Temperatures on the sand, mid-70s, surf heights 2 to 4 feet all the way across from Ventura County to San Diego. Slightly higher tomorrow, about 3 to 5 feet. Here's our 7-day. 79 for downtown today, 80 tomorrow, so there's that gradual warm up back to the 80s as we get into next week. Valley's Inland Empire very comfortable with that 86 today. Then we'll be back to those 90s this weekend. Up into the mountains, 74 degrees, just a 10% chance for some showers, even cooler today, but tomorrow we'll start the warm up back to the low 80s next week, 89 in the high desert. And as we of course look at the low desert areas, that will be the warmest, but even there it has cooled down to 99 expected later this afternoon. I'll send it back to you guys.
I feel like a lot of people out there can relate to this next story. So our next guest specializes in helping seniors declutter and downsize, or what she calls right-sizing. I love that terminology.
Right-sizing. Jamie Shapiro is a certified senior move manager and founder of Silver Linings Transitions, a business that helps older adults and families right-size. Shortly after starting her business, Jamie herself was diagnosed with ADHD and realized many of her older clients may also have this.
So she became an ADHD coach, started her popular podcast, Grandma Has ADHD, and wrote a new book called This Explains So Much. Jamie's here now to talk to us about some tips to maybe start right-sizing the process for your older family members. Maybe you've got parents out there who might not even realize this is a problem, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so your own journey started when you were diagnosed with ADHD yourself.
Well, that wasn't my own journey, but I started my company, Silver Linings Transitions, as a senior and specialty move management company. And shortly after discovering it, I was diagnosed at 45. Wow. And then I started to see patterns in a lot of our clients where a lot of them were struggling with clutter. A lot of the adult children were struggling with the parents' clutter, and a lot of the adult children were struggling with clutter themselves. And so that sort of started me learning more about ADHD and its impact on all of our stuff.
So you see this in this pattern, and what exactly are you seeing, and why is this happening? What's the psyche behind what's happening here?
So you know, when someone is going through a lifetime of belongings, whether they have ADHD or not, it's a daunting task. If you've collected years of belongings, you know, 40, 50 years, and now you have to let go because maybe you're going to a smaller space, you're moving to a senior community. So that's a lot of decisions, and it's revisiting like the museum of your life, and it's emotional. Throw in ADHD, and a lot of women, especially in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, we didn't think girls had ADHD. We only thought it was little boys who were hyperactive. And what I noticed is a lot of people struggled with ongoing clutter and organizing. I actually was a client of my own company before I even realized why I could never keep it together. So when you're going through the process, I like the term right-sizing because it's a lot easier to focus on what you want to keep and what's going to be right for your life than what you are going to let go of. And so when you're going through that process, there are a lot of decisions to be made, and you know, we tend to like to hold on to things. We have a strong sense of justice. We're super creative, so we're thinking, oh, I'm going to use this one day. One day I'm going to take these broken beads and I'm going to do something with this. So it's And they don't even understand that ADHD is even at play. And decision-making is actually very, very hard for people with ADHD. And downsizing or right-sizing is just a series of decisions.
Yeah, and I also, it impacts the family, too, because, for example, the sandwich generation, right? Mm-hmm. People who have small children at home, and maybe they're living away from their parents are getting older, they have all this stuff in their house. And then it becomes this thing where after they pass, now that parent has to go and take care of the mess that's sort of left behind and not knowing what was valuable to them and what was not.
That is a really good point. I'm glad you brought that up, because what I've seen happens in those scenarios, and people don't think about it, is three things. Either the kids come and they get the dump truck, or they get the donation truck and they take it all away, and then you've lost a lifetime of cherished belongings. The other thing that happened in my family was my aunt passed away. She hadn't designated her desires. My 4 cousins descended on her home, and the fighting escalated to the point that the police had to be called. And by the way, that happens in 30% of families, and we don't think about that.
What were they fighting over?
Well, I mean, there's a million things,
there's
right?
So
property, money, everything.
Emotion, like, oh, this meant something to me. There's so much dynamic. And then when my grandmother passed away unexpectedly, my mother, who has ADHD and was the inspiration behind this, couldn't part with my grandmother's things. She didn't want to make decisions. She was grieving, and now she has too much stuff. So when we don't make those decisions for our families, it can become a bigger problem than we realize.
Okay, so I saw these pictures, and I've seen, I have people in my family who this is a situation. In the garage is just packed, worse than that. I mean, if you call it worse, I don't want to be pejorative about it, but it's filled. Where do you start? You open the garage and it's just, and your whole house is just stuff.
Okay.
Where do you start?
You don't start with the garage.
Okay.
You want to start with easy, low decision, low emotion. So you want to start with a bathroom, right? You don't have a lot of emotional attachment to the bathroom. You might have to let go of the beauty regimes and the vitamins or the things you thought you were going to do and you never used, but that's an easier decision than this garage. I don't even like to do my own garage, if I'm being honest. You know, you start with the linen closet, you gain some momentum, and I think when you have to take on a daunting task like this, just building in a little bit at a time and kind of realizing, yes, I can do this, and then it builds up.
So yeah, because, well, I mean, so what is the difference between somebody who might just have a difficult time letting go of objects to, because hoarding is a disorder, right? What's the difference there?
Okay, it comes down to this. You might see the piles the same way, right? They have stacks of piles. The difference, and actually I used to say that my mother had hoarding disorder. And then I said, Mom, if I were to come over and start going through your things and helping you get organized, and we were going to donate some things that you're not using to needy families, how would you feel about that? And my mom says, thrilled. But if you go to somebody with hoarding disorder, their reason for holding on to things is completely different, and they will have a visceral reaction to that.
And normally it comes from some sort of traumatic event.
Yes.
You have 8 tips. If we can show those on the screen, I think we have them.
Start with one. It says
know the why. Is the first one.
I think I kind of explained that. Like knowing, why this is important and how do you want to live, right? What feels good for you? And being, by the way, realistic, I brought some things for you, right? As you asked about the props. So I was a size 2 back after my divorce. I'm now about a size 8. And so this isn't realistic for me, right? And so when I see this in my closet, does it make me feel good? But it also is a letting go of, oh, I used to call it my Cinderella body, right? So that's an example. Or, this is something that my grandmother made. Am I going to really wear this?
See, but my initial reaction was, oh, your grandmother made that.
And I have other things of my grandmother's, but you can take a picture of this, right? And you can also, what my cousin actually did was she gave it to me as a gift, and then I had no choice in the matter.
That's so funny. I've had a couple of those articles of clothing in the closet for a while. I'm like, someday I'll be able to fit into this.
After a while,
someday
like,
I'll fit into this and I'll be able to wear it again. Then eventually what I did, I just gave it to like my nephews, and I said, oh, you know what, take this. You can wear this.
Let it be there. Let it be there.
And it's also, number 2 is give yourself a real deadline, an actual date.
Yes. So, if we say I'm going to do this someday, it's important that we define what someday is. Build in some rewards, maybe have people over or do something that celebrates that you've done it. Don't put it so far off that it's never going to happen. And also, don't stress yourself out. It took you 40, 50 years to accumulate. You're not going to let it go on a weekend.
I imagine you mean mini deadlines, because it's sort of like, don't tackle everything at once. You can do these at stages. And as you said, start with the bathroom. We'll do the bathroom this weekend. We'll figure out when we're going to finish this off, right?
Yeah.
You also say don't do it alone.
Recruit.
Yes. So I'm actually president of the National Association of Senior and Specialty Move Managers. Most people don't know that it exists.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so there are people here in LA, there are people where I am, and we will go in and help people go through all of the logistics. We pack, we unpack, we help sort, we make decisions.
Wow.
I carry a magic wand for a reason. Do you like moving? Is that a fun thing for you to do?
No.
Absolutely not.
So we make moves magical. So you never have to touch a box. We actually will put everything away. We'll organize the closet. We'll, decorate, hang the pictures, make the bed. But we're going through that process with our clients. And when I also say don't do it alone, some people want to do it with their adult children.
Yeah.
Never a good idea because,
it's too intertwined, right?
Right. So if you
There's
can't...
too much emotionality behind it.
Right. If you can't bring in a professional, bring in a neutral third party.
Okay.
But not an adult child.
And then also start smaller. And you kind of touched on this a little bit with where to start.
Yeah.
These, like the bathroom, for example, might be a smaller area.
Mm-hmm.
And then declutter before you organize.
Yes.
Low-hanging fruit is the #1 thing you should get rid of, right?
Right.
What would that be considered?
The easy decisions. Because again, the decisions are the hard part. So what are the easy decisions to make?
Yeah.
Trash is obvious. Expired food, obvious. Things that or duplicates. And I always like to tell people, think of a needy family. Think of somebody who would benefit from this extra, spatula. I'm giving you an example, but, we don't need so many of what we have.
Mm-hmm. Here's a tough one. He says, save the memory, not the stuff.
Right.
Yeah, but like a lot of people have these memories, like, old report cards, trophies, and things like that it's meaningful to them. It's not meaningful to anyone else out there.
Correct.
And people just want to hold on to all those things.
So I like the idea of doing a family show and tell. So what you can, I actually did this personally, was when I got the bin of my old stuff, like my prom corsage and the cake topper from like my middle school birthday.
Yeah.
My kids don't want that, but I wanted to share that experience. So when we capture it on film, we're so lucky to be able to do that, then that memory does live on. And some things you should keep. Those things that, you hold them and you think, this makes me feel good. Keep those things.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea. Like, just because you're holding on to, because you want to share that memory, and that's what's really important, right? The other tip is to use stickers to organize your stuff.
Well, when you're making decisions, again, decisions are the hard part typically. So if you say, okay, I'm going to put a pink sticker on everything I know I want to keep, and I'm going to put a yellow sticker on the maybes, and you can go back to the maybes another day, but at least you start. I mean, momentum is so important in this process.
And finally say it's all about progress, not about perfection.
A lot of people won't do things if they think they can't do it perfectly, and so just a little bit at a time. It doesn't have to be perfect.
In Sweden, it's a culture. Like, they call it Swedish death cleaning, yes. Where, like, they will make sure to declutter their home and do what they need to do while they're still here, so it doesn't become anybody else's task.
Yeah, it's a total gift that you can get.
Right, that's just part of the culture, so maybe we should make it a part of ours, right?
Yeah.
I imagine it's kind of cathartic for you to, like, help other people and watch people sort of, like, free themselves of this, what some people view as a burden.
Yeah, I will. And I will also say I'm making the connection for people they didn't understand ADHD was even at play. And so they didn't know why they struggled with the decisions. And when I come in and say, this is why it never worked before, then it's so gratifying.
That's right.
Yeah.
Where can we find you?
You can find me at jamieshapiro.me. That's JAMISHAM.
And you can catch Jamie on her podcast, Grandma Has ADHD, which recently, congratulations, had your 100th episode.
Thank you.
And her book, This Explains So Much, is out now. For more information and to work with Jamie and her wonderful team, go to that website, jamieshapiro.me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So helpful.
That was great. That was super.
I'm gonna start decluttering.
I didn't show you these, but also when you think of what's right for your life, like.
Good morning. Welcome to Good Day LA at 9 o'clock. I'm Sandra Endo.
I'm Bob DeCastro. Yep, we're moving right along this morning. We've reached the 9 o'clock hour. Maria, good morning.
We have. Good morning, Sandra, Bob. We do have some clouds outside, cooler temperatures. So I think everyone's happy about this change, huh? We've had weeks and weeks of above average high temperatures, but now we're going to dip down to below average, all because of a stronger onshore flow. We've got some low cloud cover, some stratus, and we also have some high and mid-level cloud cover streaming up from the southwest. So there's just a tinge of humidity and maybe a 10% chance for some showers over the mountains and deserts. But things are improving. It is drying out and temperatures going down. 72 right now for downtown LA. Same for San Bernardino. 86 in Palm Springs. Of course, warmer out in the low desert. 65 in Big Bear currently. Eventually this afternoon, Big Bear will get up to around 74. So even there, it was a significant cool down today. 89 in the high desert to that 10% chance for showers. 99. So down from the triple digits out in the low desert areas like Palm Springs. 86 for the valleys, Inland Empire to 75 along the coast and perhaps 79 for downtown LA. I'll show you the rest of my forecast in just a few moments. Back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. New this morning, federal officials have released the results of a major investigation into alleged abuse inside California women's prison.
We've got Gigi Graciette live in downtown with more on all of this. Gigi.
Good morning. Even though the Department of Justice says that California as a state has fully cooperated in this investigation, they have now been put on notice that they have 49 days to make some very serious changes in women's prison operations. Take a look at the video. According to the Department of Justice, this is the result of an investigation which was launched in 2024, prompted by female prisoners they say have filed hundreds of private lawsuits accusing prison staff of sexually abusing them while they were behind bars. The allegations include everything from inappropriate groping during searches to rape. And today, the Justice Department announced the result of the investigation, saying they found a long-standing pattern of sexual misconduct, weak safeguards, broken reporting systems, and poor investigations at the Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla and the California Institution for Women in Chino, accusing the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation of failing to stop the assaults, saying the department showed deliberate indifference to women's rights. The Assistant Attorney General for the Civil Rights Division cited several examples of the investigation's findings.
In May of 2024, CDCR sustained multiple sexual misconduct allegations against a CIW sergeant for providing contraband in exchange for sexual favors from prisoners. He was caught on camera caressing a prisoner's breasts and turning off his body camera.
These facts, like I said, are unacceptable and they're intolerable. California owes a legal and moral duty to safeguard prisoners in their custody. This state must confront the persistent failure of its own employees to prevent and address future sexual abuse at these facilities.
And federal prosecutors repeatedly said that even though the women are incarcerated, they do have constitutional rights. Again, federal prosecutors say that California now has 49 days to implement their mandatory recommendations, including expanded cameras, stronger reporting channels, better investigations, and improved staff training, and bringing it back here live. If they don't implement the recommended reforms within the 49 days, the Attorney General says they could face litigation. Reporting live in downtown Los Angeles, I'm Gigi Graciette. Back to you.
All right, Gigi, thank you. New developments this morning in the murders of Rob and Michele Reiner. An unsealed grand jury indictment against their son Nick could open the door to a possible death penalty case.
Christy Fajardo is live in downtown LA to explain all the details. Christy.
Good morning. The indictment includes a special circumstance of lying in wait, which makes the case, as you said, eligible for the death penalty. But at this point, the district attorney's office has not indicated whether they will seek the death penalty in this case. But the unsealed indictment is providing some clues as to what the district attorney's office plans to argue. And this has been a case with very few leaks, despite the fact that it is getting international attention. And if you've been following the case, you already know that 32-year-old Nick Reiner is accused of slaying his parents, acclaimed director and actor Rob Reiner and Michele Reiner. The 78 and 70-year-olds were found stabbed to death in their Brentwood home back in December. Nick Reiner has struggled with mental health and substance abuse problems for years, and there had been questions about his fitness to stand trial, but the indictment allows prosecutors to skip the preliminary hearing process and move towards a trial. District Attorney Nathan Hochman calls the case an extreme betrayal by someone who was loved and trusted by the very people he's accused of killing. The charges against Reiner include the special circumstance allegation of multiple murders and of using a knife in the commission of a murder, and the indictment also included that special circumstance allegation, which we mentioned before, a murder while lying in wait, which means prosecutors believe he hid from the victims in order to ambush them.
Lying in wait, meaning planning it out, a sophisticated scheme, taking extreme measures to get the job done in advance versus something that just occurred to the person on the spot. And the prosecution's theory is that Reiner planned this out. And because there was a planning out and sophistication involved, the death penalty is a possibility that could be put on the table by Nathan Hochman in the DA's office.
Reiner has a scheduled court hearing next month, and following the indictment yesterday, he pleaded not guilty to murder charges. In the meantime, he is asking to get access to a trust fund that his parents had set up for him, saying he needs that money to help with his defense. Live in downtown LA, I'm Christy Fajardo. Listening back to you.
All right, Christy, thank you. We'll stay on top of that for sure. All right, two major Hollywood unions are pushing for a deal on the Paramount-Warner Brothers merger, warning the delay is hurting an already struggling industry. The Directors Guild and IATSE sent a letter to California Attorney General Rob Bonta and Paramount CEO David Ellison yesterday, urging them to settle the antitrust fight with conditions. The union says productions are already being delayed or canceled while the case drags on, costing members work. If a settlement can't be reached, they're asking both sides to at least move up the March trial date.
President Trump is looking for a new press secretary. Karoline Leavitt announced yesterday that she is leaving the White House. President Trump says she's stepping down from her role to spend more time with her young children. Leavitt just gave birth to her second child back in May. She also has a 2-year-old son. Leavitt has served as White House press secretary since President Trump took office in January of last year. She was also the youngest press secretary ever at the age of 27. Leavitt will leave at the end of the month. No word yet on her replacement.
All right, someone is waking up happy this morning as a winning ticket was sold in Illinois for last night's $1.04 billion Powerball. Gosh, that is a big, big chunk of change. It marks the largest grand prize since last year. The winner has not been identified. The winner chooses between getting paid in 30 graduated payments or over 29 years, or a lump sum payment estimated at $433.1 million. Both numbers are before taxes. Additionally, a lucky ticket sold in Massachusetts drew 5 of the 6 numbers with the Power Play multiplier, winning $2 million, and 5 tickets sold across 4 states, including right here in California, won $1 million each.
Wow.
That wasn't us, though, Maria.
That's good. No, clearly.
Someday we'll get it right.
Clearly was not us. Yeah, one day.
One day.
One day's not on the calendar, though.
At least in front of you, but you never know.
Yeah, this is true. Hey, we still have a chance. We always have a chance. All right, let's talk about this. Good Day LA Traffic brought to you by DTLA Law Group Accident and Injury Attorneys. We do have some problems on the 405 freeway. We're going to show you here what's going on. A big backup related to this accident that happened just before the 10. You can see how that backup goes all the way far south past the airport. So you want to avoid that area if you can. Here is the 60 freeway. Riverside, right there at Frederick and Pigeon Pass. Hey, it looks good, actually, on both sides of that 60 freeway. Here are the drive times in and out of downtown LA on that West 10 from Mid-City to towards Santa Monica between the 5 to the 405 is bad. It's 70 minutes, over an hour. We're looking at the North 110 between the 405 to the 10, 29 minutes there. And on that West 60 between the 57 to the 5, 40 minutes there as well. It's slow. You can tell everyone's back to school. Here's a look at some of the other traffic hotspots.
This broadcast is locally sponsored by DT LA Law Group, Auto Accident and Injury Attorneys. Have an injury? Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit us online at calldowntown.com. Message and data rates and usage may apply.
Oh, this is so cute. Kids across Southern California, as we know, heading back to the classrooms, and we want to see your first day smile. Scan the QR code right there on your screen. Send us your student, your family. You might see it right here on Good Day LA. All those new backpacks and everything.
All the smiles, too.
The new clothes, the shoes.
David Ortiz from Northridge. We've got Jacqueline Dominguez.
I bet you they get a lot of new water bottles, and then they forget them, and they end up in lost and found. Next week.
You're not the only ones doing that. I always see, like, these water bottles at my gym and stuff like that. I'm like, and they're expensive ones.
I know.
People just leave these water bottles behind.
Trust me. As a mom, I bought way too many, and too many have been lost.
That's funny.
Just drink from a water fountain.
I just want to say, as an entertainment reporter, I never really thought I'd be reaching out to police departments to book guests, but here we are.
Yeah.
We do it all here. We're trying to get the rapping officer.
Yeah.
Officer
well,
Talavera.
they are entertaining. And
They are entertaining.
He's entertaining.
They have talent.
He's entertaining for sure.
They have a lot of talent.
Where's he from?
That we don't know.
Okay, so I don't know.
Palmdale is Apple Valley.
Apple Valley. And what county is that?
Which is Apple Valley, which
Apple
is
Valley.
north.
I think that's still in LA County.
Palmdale is?
Yeah, well, that is in LA County, but I'm saying Apple Valley.
Oh, Apple Valley.
One day we're going to have a geography segment.
It's north of
it's
here.
north.
Yeah.
We're working on it. We're working on it. This just shows that entertainment has no bounds.
That's right. There's no borders.
That's right. And our entertainment is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. So we still have Sandra.
What?
Read the line.
Summer. We have summer.
We still have a few weeks of summer before it's my time. Spooky season.
So let me have my summer.
I'm letting you have your summer, but you would have let me have my Halloween.
Okay, I do that.
Well, Warner
I even dress up for you, girl.
I picked your costume.
I do. I know.
Warner Brothers is giving us that classic summer blockbuster, the quintessential action movie that's packed with some nostalgia with The End of Oak Street. It stars Anne Hathaway and Moulin Rouge's finest, Ewan McGregor. Takes us back to the 80s in a fun and even at times frightening way.
Anybody else see that weird light last night? Starbucks would streak down barking. Could have been lights from a helicopter.
Or a UFO. Aliens.
Shut up, Dad.
I loved this movie, you guys. I really did. Oh my goodness, Denise Platt. I want to be BFFs.
Oh, me too.
What a baddie. Oh,
there you go. Sweetheart, total sweetheart, stealth baddie, not who you expect to go.
A stealth suburban baddie. Yes, exactly. And Greg, you're just an all-around cool guy. We love Greg too.
Dad. All-American dad. God's not gonna let us die here.
Greg, you only go to church at Christmas and now you're telling the kids God's looking out for us? What about the people who are out there getting eaten?
This film brought me that nostalgia of a summer blockbuster, a sweet sci-fi thriller, summer blockbuster, edge of your seat. And I know it's The End of Oak Street, but let's take it back to the beginning. Can you share some sweet, simple summers? I'm talking barbecues, bicycles, block parties that you experienced back in the day, because you both grew up in different parts of the world. But what is one simple summer memory that you have that maybe was unlocked making this film?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, look, I grew up in suburban New Jersey, so this film definitely felt very familiar. Just all the kids on bikes, you know, that was every day after school. It's just every kid on my street. We would just run out and we would get on our bikes and we would have bike races, and you just stay out until dark, and just that feeling of freedom. But since you asked about summertime, I have to say, like grilling, and then the light goes down, it's sunset, and then the fireflies come out.
Yes, and they're all
that for me is summer.
I have a summer that's very vivid in my mind between the age of 11 or 12, just spending the whole summer holidays meeting this friend here and going over to this guy's house there, and just the whole freedom of it all. Yeah, we didn't have fireflies in Scotland though, sadly. We had different, I guess, midges we had.
They're a little different, but
yeah.
You come to New Jersey.
That's a good song. He's a triple threat.
Yeah, he's a good singer.
That is a triple threat right there. Ewan McGregor with Anne Hathaway and J.J. Abrams, The End of Oak Street. So, you know, J.J. Abrams produced.
What you say anymore.
This is my life. J.J. Abrams' Pop Quiz from my Smarty Pants.
Yeah.
Was the producer behind one of the biggest hit series at the time, early 2000s.
Yes, X-Files?
No.
Something sci-fi.
It's one word. Airplane, Island.
Oh, they crashed.
Yeah, he's looking at Sandra. She's looking at you.
Alone.
Yeah.
Alone?
Uh-huh.
Deserted.
Evangeline Lilly was in it. Lost. Thank you. Did somebody...
I was like, alone, deserted, lost.
Somebody told you that, and you're... Hey, what did I say about helping people?
I need all the help I could get, and you know that.
J.J. Abrams is behind Lost, so there you go.
Thank you.
I'm going to have my full review on the film tomorrow in our 11 a.m. hour. And hey, since we're talking true nostalgic summers as a kid, our poll question today was asking you, what do you miss most about your childhood summers? And the winner is 3 months of freedom. All right, let's check in on some comments that we got. Neil in Sandra's favorite
Apple Valley.
place. Apple Valley.
Which Palmdale is not, so
By the way,
I have to
sorry,
correct
Neil.
myself.
Yeah.
Apple Valley is in San Bernardino County.
That's right, it is. I miss being a kid in the summer. No worries about anything, enjoying the 3 months off of school and just doing kid things. Now it's adulting summers, LOL.
Shelly from Santa Clarita. Sun up, I would ride my bike everywhere. Hit the public pool in the afternoon. Ah, that's so nice.
I know.
Then another bike ride. Those were the days, my friend. That sounds good. I like
Armando from Cherry Valley, outdoor endless, playing with family and friends was priceless.
It truly was. Go to foxla.com/vote. Let us know. Share your memories with us. Because I'm telling you, do you remember when you used to hear the ice cream man music? The truck?
What was your ice cream? What was your... Well, what was your go-to?
So I loved the fruit pops, like the just the strawberry or watermelon ones, but I loved the SpongeBob or the characters that had the gum eyes.
Have you had one recently? Those have no flavor.
I haven't had one recently. Have they changed? They used to as a kid,
I don't know.
right?
They used to taste good as a kid, and kids still like them. But when I take a bite of my kids' one, I'm like, I can't believe I used to eat these.
Now,
so gross.
Right now, drumstick.
Oh, drumsticks are good.
Love drumstick.
Rocket pop.
The chocolate scooters.
Ooh.
Eclairs.
But on a serious note,
Hey!
safe road start with safe choices made behind the wheel. So don't be drinking and driving. That's something I gotta mention. Cause not only is it dangerous, but boy is it expensive. Think twice, call an Uber, maybe call a friend. That $10 will be the best that you will ever spend. Let's talk about speed limits cause they're all around.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. Good Day LA Weather is sponsored by Pechanka Resort Casino. Looking at Manhattan Beach here, a live look at the pier, getting ready for the volleyball tournament that's coming up. we've got some nice conditions with temperatures really in that comfortable zone. Not too hot as we look at today being the coolest of this very hot streak that we have had. Weeks of well above average highs. Well, that ridge of high pressure has finally weakened, pushing off to the east. We still have warm conditions, but not quite as hot. Just a tinge of humidity and instability. Only a 10% chance for some showers today over the mountains and deserts. Otherwise, temperatures will really take a dive today of below average. We're going to stay below normal, even though we're going to start a warming trend tomorrow into the weekend. We'll still be cooler than normal. There's a little disturbance offshore as well, helping to reinforce the onshore flow and that sea breeze blowing in that slightly cooler air mass. It will warm up, though, like I said, by next week as that high strengthens, but not quite as hot as it has been. Okay, we have been tracking Tropical Storm Lala. Now it has been named. We were just talking about this several days ago, about just an area of disturbance there in the east and then central Pacific. This storm system is expected to strengthen 70-mile-per-hour winds just before it gets really close to the Big Island here this Saturday. So a lot of attention on the islands for all the rain that they're expecting, maybe 5 to 10 plus inches of rain. Also some very strong winds, high surf from Tropical Storm Lala. There's actually a little system behind that, Hernan, but it is weakening and falling apart. That's the good news. 78 degrees today in Inglewood, 90 in Las Vegas. Even there, a slight cool down in the desert. Stay with us. I will have the 7-day forecast for you in just a few moments. Back to you. We'll be right back.
A look at some of our top stories this morning. Forest Lawn Drive open again this morning after one person was killed in a fiery crash near the entrance of Mount Sinai Memorial Park. LA City firefighters responded to that scene around 2:30 this morning to the fully engulfed vehicle. The cause of the crash still under investigation.
An urban search and rescue team from the Los Angeles County Fire Department has arrived in Colombia to help with recovery efforts after this week's devastating 7.4 earthquake. They will partner with a 10-member team from Fairfax County, Virginia. More than 224 people are dead and thousands more are still reported as missing.
Another big shakeup at the White House. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt announcing on X that she is stepping down from the role at the end of the month to spend more time with her family. The 28-year-old is the youngest person ever to hold the role and recently returned from maternity leave. President Trump says Caroline Leavitt has been one of the best White House press secretaries in the history of the office.
All right, the world's best beach volleyball players are hitting the sand for day one of the AVP Open.
And Brooke is live in Manhattan Beach with a look at what fans can look forward to. Bump set spike.
Go for the kill.
You keep throwing me off with that because I know you don't know what you're talking about, Bob. Not you, Sandra. Not you. Come on over here because how about this? Would you believe my new friend here? This is his 49th year here doing this. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've been doing it for 49 years.
What's the difference between the very first time you did this?
When I first started playing in this tournament, there were no bleachers, there were no paid officials, there was no security. People would sit literally on the line where the courts are, like the NBA, where people are that close. Now they got the bleachers and become very professional, but the culture and the vibe here is still the same. It's still the greatest tournament in beach volleyball with all the history and tradition. And it's just, I just feel lucky I can come out here and still play, and and make the young kids a little bit nervous when they get out there on the court. If they lose to me, they might have to go see a shrink even. Who knows?
I'll cut it out. No, how do you said you feel lucky, but you got to feel good to still be doing it.
I do. I like to push the envelope. I keep myself in good shape and just feel lucky to be out here. I played in this tournament 49 years ago with a guy named Joel Jones. We went to Maricosta High School together, grew up playing together, and played several years after that. Today, I played against his son in the first round of this tournament. Yeah, so that was kind of cool. And, small world. The guy I played with, Ben Court, his dad, Brett Court, I played in the tournament with him 30 years ago. So, anyways, we're pretty tight around here in this Manhattan Beach community. But, yeah, this is the greatest tournament in the world. So,
why is this the greatest tournament in the world?
Just the history, the tradition. The people here are very knowledgeable about volleyball. They really appreciate the sport. It's a big part of the culture of this community. Maricosta High School up the street has been the #1 boys volleyball program and girls volleyball program for many years, off and on. And it's just, we love it. It's just a part of our life, part of our lifestyle.
Do you think you're going to be playing against Ben's son?
I played with Ben. I played with his dad 30 years ago.
Exactly. So do you think you'll be playing with? Yeah.
God, that's ambitious. When I'm 90, I don't know. We'll see. 1 year at a time.
He didn't say no.
I'm just trying to make it to 50. If I got to get out there in a wheelchair, who knows? But just trying to get out there, and we'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations for still doing this. It's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah. Come on out here. You heard him. Greatest tournament in the world.
It is so great. It's family friendly. The vibes are strong. The vibes are great. People are friendly, and the competition is fierce. So you're watching the best athletes. They're also welcoming, and you're just in awe. Whether you play volleyball or not, I mean, it's something to be seen. So clearly, and on the beach too. Perfect day.
Thank you, Brooke.
All right, Brooke. Thank you.
Before you head to Manhattan Beach or several other LA County beaches this weekend, you want to check the water. So 9 spots are under warnings for high bacteria levels. Here's what you need to know. The County Health Department says recent tests found bacteria above state standards at several beaches. Here they are: Hermosa, Redondo, Santa Monica, Malibu, and San Pedro. Most warnings cover around 100 yards around piers or storm drains, while some others include swim areas. Beachgoers are being advised to stay out of the water in those locations until conditions improve.
All right, a different kind of warning for other SoCal beaches, a stingray warning. The animals have absolutely been overwhelming Seal Beach. You can take a look at this. A team from Cal State Long Beach's Shark Lab trying to rescue these creatures that are all piled up on top of each other. Look at this. Experts say a marine heat wave is causing the stingrays to come ashore and that more may be on the way.
So the El Nino warms up the water. Right now, the water's beautiful. It's in the high 70s. We might even hit 80 this summer. And those stingrays are subtropical. They range all the way to Baja. So this is actually lovely stingray conditions. So we expect more to be coming up from the south, which means they're going to be more off our beaches.
You may recognize Dr. Christopher Lowe from one of his many visits here with us on Good Day LA. He educates us. He teaches us what the stingray shuffle is, shuffling your way into the water so you don't step on one. The vibration will make them move. They bury themselves right on top on the layer of sand. So the number they are seeing currently is way beyond the usual. There have been more than 3,100 stingray incidents so far this year at 2 local beaches, and that's more than double the number for all of last year. So when you get stung, that barb from the tail goes into your foot, and it really, really hurts. What you do is go to a lifeguard. They'll get you a bucket of hot water, and you put that in there for some relief.
What's scary about this is that this is all happening because of the warming waters. And we have sea temperatures that are like in the upper 70s, right? Which is kind of like nice for us.
For us, it's in the upper 70s.
But you're seeing what's happening to marine life. And there was this story here, and then about a month ago, there was that issue of birds dying along the beaches, and they were people keep finding dead birds. And part of it is because the fish that they feed on are going to colder waters.
Correct.
And so they can't, these birds are emaciated, they have nothing to eat, and they are dying.
Yeah, just this cycle, right, of our weather conditions. We don't have any upwelling, which is really caused by strong, strong winds, and we don't have that right now. We don't have those very strong winds.
Does an El Nino change that pattern?
And the Super El Nino, actually, not just an El Nino, Super El Ninos really originates from the equator, where those sea surface waters are really, really warming up. And so we're noticing a lot of activity, as we have talked about. Now we're on the letter L in terms of storms that have developed in the Pacific. But this can bode, this is a warning for us, actually, for this upcoming fall and winter, because we could be looking at some really strong, powerful storms.
Interesting.
Headed our way, which will cause a lot of damage along the coast, based on previous Super El Ninos that we've had. So this is something to think about long term as we get into the rest of the summer, something to prepare for as we get into the winter months. All right, somebody asked me the other day, they're like, how are you preparing for the Super El Nino, Maria? I said, well, some people I know are actually getting extra insurance. You know, some of the farms.
Don't be underinsured.
This is not the time to be underinsured. That's for sure. Especially if you've got a lot of the farming land that you will be greatly impacted by this. All of California, actually. And of course, you know, you want to fortify your roofs, things like that. You want to prepare for. In the meantime, let's prepare for this. We've got our natural AC that is back. We do have a little brief respite from the heat that we've just had all summer long. We've got the onshore flow, we've got clouds outside that's going to help filter out the sunshine, so that will help bring our temperatures back down to below average. There's a small chance we could see some showers again today. There's a little tinge of humidity that's still left over, but otherwise we are drying things out too. We're headed in that right direction. We went from 92. You can see on Sunday down to 87 yesterday. Today, maybe we'll stay in the upper 70s. That's what the forecast calls for anyway, when you consider the cloud cover. Our sunset time coming up at 7:42 this evening. Here are the highs we're expecting today. 99 in Palm Springs, not even in the triple digits. 74 in Big Bear. 82 in Pasadena. 86 in Woodland Hills. 75 in Santa Monica. 77 there, closer to Huntington Beach. Here's a quick peek at the 7-day for Pico Rivera. 83, very comfortable today. Kind of a mix of some clouds and some sunshine, so we'll say partly cloudy, and then getting back up to those 90s as we get to next week. All right, this is my weather for now. I'll send it back to you too.
All right, Maria, thank you. Well, so many people doom scrolling these days. One new app wants people to feel inspired when they're on social media.
That's right. Blessin is a new social media app that's described as an open space for all who celebrate their faith. Here's a look.
I'm scrolling through content that doesn't bring us closer to God. Imagine if we spent a fraction of that towards encouragement, the truth of His Word, and it was entertaining. And that's why we created the Christian social media app Blessin, made by Christians for Christians. It's time to start feeding your faith. And like thousands and thousands have already done, download Blessin today. It's free to download and use.
Here to talk more about Blessin is the app's co-founder, Gerald Jones. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I always think of social media and food, right? Like you are what you eat. And the menu of options on social media is so diverse. And it's really what you follow, who you follow, and that's your diet.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So you want to ingest stuff that is good for you. And that's what your app is all about.
Yeah, I really believe that what you consume, even in media and food, like you were saying, it has an effect on your body. And I started getting into social media during the pandemic time. And back then it was kind of fun, it was lighthearted. Everybody was out of work, so you had these A-list celebrities on there doing like skits. And then something changed, and it just started to feel a little darker. That's what they call it, doom scrolling. And it just didn't align with my values. So it seemed like they were rewarding all of this negative content. So I called my buddy Kevin and my co-founder of Blessin, and I said, what do you think about creating an alternative to traditional social media and a little faith scrolling over doom scrolling? And he was like, I'm in.
So you started this, you were telling us, at the beginning of the year, right?
Yeah, we launched in December, a soft launch in December.
And how's it going so far? I mean, part of it is also you have to curate, or you have to find people to feed the content onto this app. Was it difficult to find that kind of content, or was there a need and a desire for people to really incubate or put all this stuff somewhere?
Yeah, you know, the response has been amazing. I mean, I didn't expect it to be so fast, but I started thinking, I think it's human nature. I mean, ever since the Stone Age, people have been building temples and monuments and art and film and music to inspire one another. And now that we're in the digital age, I think people were actually looking for a way to inspire each other in a digital form. So this is our way of doing that, and people have really jumped on Blessin to the extent I wasn't even expecting. I try to follow everybody on Blessin, and I can't even keep up because there's like thousands of people are joining each week.
Well, what kind of content are we talking about? Testimonials? Do you have to be religious or faith-based to be a part of this and to actually benefit from this app?
No. I call Blessin inspiration at the palm of your hand. So you're going to see a lot of, it's a Christian social media app, so you're going to see a lot of Christian content creators. You're going to see athletes, NBA stars, you're going to see rappers, you're going to see musicians, country singers, everything in between. But what you're not going to see is negative content. You're not going to see violence. You're not going to see animal abuse. It's only what's good for your soul and good for your mental health.
So is it just like other social media apps where you now you're building this giant community, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Where everybody's going to be there, and so you can communicate with all these other people, or how does that work? Just like any other app, like Instagram or whatever?
Oh yeah, it's short form videos, and you can post pictures also similar to Instagram, but a lot of people are using short form videos. And what I really love is when a new member joins and you go to their comments, another member has already said, welcome to the Blessin family. And it's just like out of nowhere, people just started saying, welcome to the Blessin family. So it really started building this community of people. And it just like, I was telling Kevin, like, this is working. Like we went out there on faith. We developed the app ourselves. We spent our own money building this app. So we didn't know what to expect. And just seeing the response happen so fast, it just really warms our heart.
So these people who are on the app can basically download their own content or whatever it is?
Yeah, they upload whatever content they want. A lot of people are doing like a Blessin of the Day. It's a new feature we have. So you start your day off with a positive message. We got business owners and business leaders talking about their struggles starting a business. So it kind of inspires young business entrepreneurs. We got faith leaders. We got athletes talking about sometimes that they had a bad game. So it's just a big gamut of people just talking about positivity, but also real life. So if you're going through a struggle, they're telling you those stories too.
I was going to say no cooking videos or
there is actually cooking videos. Yes.
Everything kind of has a connection, and if you're Christian, you probably find a connection to something, right?
Oh yeah.
Whatever you're doing in life.
Yeah, and it's not all Christian content. It's not all preaching. You'll see like cat videos. You'll see a little goat video, which is funny. You'll see kids the first day of school, so you'll see parents posting the first day of school, and college kids posting they're going back to school.
Workout videos.
Workout videos is big.
Get ready with me.
Yes. Yes, that too.
So
that
everything.
Too. Yeah,
okay.
I love it.
But probably less because, you know, these social media sites are so much, as you said, like doom scrolling. It's a good word to put it, because, to say, because you are looking at a lot of negative, very intense kind of social media that's being put out there.
Yes.
I mentioned with yours, how much policing do you have to do to make sure that you're having appropriate content or content that is appropriate for your specific site?
Yeah, that was very important to us. So we have a couple of barriers in place. So just to get on Blessing, you have to be approved. So we kind of do a little investigation to make sure everybody's legit. And then we're not making fake sites, but it's very easy. You just log on and you fill out the information and you're on. But then we also have some AI in place, which kind of flags anything that's inappropriate. So if there's some foul language or some body part that's not supposed to be on there, they will flag that immediately and it will be removed. But we also have 24/7 actual live human beings monitoring the site just to make sure that nothing else slips through the AI.
So anecdotally, like, what's been the reaction out there from people? Just, you know, you have any good stories of people who are like, because when you think about like doom scrolling and like, I mean, everybody's guilty of this, right?
Yeah.
You're kind of like, you just don't know what's going on right now. You're just bored, and then you immediately reach your phone, you click on an Instagram or TikTok, and you just want to see, and you keep rolling through the things. I mean, now you're giving people an avenue to be able to do that, and actually, like, if you're going to do it, you're actually going to get some content that's nice and, you know,
and healthy.
It helps people, yeah, for
your
sure.
tank.
I think the coolest thing happened to me 3 days ago. And I had a Blessing hat, so we got all these Blessing hats, like giveaways, and it was sitting on the table, and I was with a friend of mine, we were sitting on the table, and a young man, probably in his 20s, comes up to me and says, "Is that your hat?" And I said, "Yeah," and then I was about to go into my spiel about what Blessing was, and he says, "No, I know, I have the app," and he pulled it out, and he showed me the app on there, and we took a picture together.
So rewarding.
But that was the first time I ever met like an organic user who just saw the hat and recognized the logo and was a member of Blessing already. So that was like super cool for
well,
me.
Congratulations
Thank you.
to all your success and for inspiring other people to be positive.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And of course, we want to tell people Blessing is available to download now. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Starting today, you have a chance to buy gently used, top-quality musical instruments. It's all part of a program at Cal State University Northridge.
Okay, joining us now with the details on all of this, Damian Rockley from the Rockley Family Foundation. Thanks for joining us, Damian.
Hey, thank you. Good morning.
Morning. Wow, we see all those grand pianos behind you there. Those are available? What other kind of instruments are available?
Bobby wants to buy one.
Those are beautiful.
They are.
Yes, Bob. So we've got a bunch of grand instruments, but we also have vertical upright pianos and stringed instruments like violins, violas, and cellos here.
How about any wind instruments? My daughter in middle school, you know, all the kids have to play an instrument, and they're also very expensive, and even schools have a hard time making sure they have enough instruments. So what kind of price point are we talking about here?
Oh, it's a pretty large, it starts at 2,000, goes up to 80s, 90s.
Oh, wow.
Depends
okay.
on the instrument.
A major investment.
Yeah.
For many people.
But
it is a major investment, but
yeah,
our string instruments actually. I apologize.
No, it's okay. That's okay. Just tell us about the pricing here, because what you're offering here is a savings, right, for people who are looking for instruments.
Yes, so depending on the instrument, it does depend on the savings. Our digital pianos are, maps, so there's not too much of a savings there, except for we do offer a possible tax incentive. I say possible because obviously I'm no one's tax professional. So there is some tax ramifications. It is a 501c3, excuse me. And our violins start at about $600. The grands start at about $12,000. The verticals start at about $2,000.
And where do you get all these instruments? Where are these instruments from?
Sure. So it's a variety of industry sources. Many of these instruments come from our local supports and dealers, as well as piano rebuilders, manufacturers, stuff like that.
So obviously there's some kind of a vetting process when you go through these instruments, because you get all these instruments and they're secondhand, but what kind of shape are all of these instruments in?
Sure. So we are a foundation dedicated to music education. So to be on the floor, it has to be able to support that goal. So there's not going to be any instruments here that are, most of the keys work. It's not that type of stuff. All of them are fully playable, very well tuned, very well put together. Some of them are most of them are less than a year old. So they are really high-quality pianos, high-quality strings and stuff like that, because it's rough when you're trying to get somebody to start piano where it mostly works.
And where do the proceeds go? I guess, why are you doing all of this to benefit so many people?
Absolutely. So in this case, it's going all direct back to CSUN. It is a fundraiser for specifically their music program. We do about 80 of these for different colleges, universities, and schools across the country, and they're all benefiting those schools.
Wow. Well, definitely some beautiful equipment. We can see some of the quality there right behind you. We appreciate you talking to us this morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too. If you want a first crack at the inventory along side faculty there and staff, you can make a reservation or call or text. There's the number right there on your screen, 747-216-5086. Or you can also email the Rockley Family Foundation right there on your screen, rockleyfamilyfoundation.org/CSUN. No appointment is needed if you want to head out there. Saturday from 2 to 5 p.m.
Check it out.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Most definitely. Here's something else wonderful. Good morning to you. This is Del Mar down to our south. We've got a little bit of waves and some clouds definitely outside. This is what I'm talking about, the change in our weather pattern. We've got some stratus and some low clouds. That marine layer is back. We've got a little disturbance just offshore, helping to reinforce the onshore flow, and that big dome of high pressure is now just off to our east, dominating and bringing the heat through parts of the south the Midwest and the East as well. That high will kind of build back a little bit beginning Sunday into next week, so that'll bring back some of that heat. I don't think it'll be quite as hot as the last several weeks we've experienced here, but it will gradually warm up as we get into midweek. And then we watch another approaching area of low pressure, in another trough or dip in the jet stream that could strengthen our onshore flow again as we get into next weekend, not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. So it's still August, still supposed to be pretty warm. So we'll enjoy this little break in the really hot temperatures. 71 to 75 along the shore. We've got 2 to 4 foot sets from Ventura South to Orange County, San Diego, with a little bump up tomorrow to around 3 to 5 feet. 79 today for downtown LA. That's well below the average. Maybe we'll get back to 80, but this is still below normal. Remember, 84 is the average for the date. We'll get above that, though, as we get into early next week. Valleys Inland Empire, very, very nice. Pleasant 86 today. And then we'll be back to the 90s by next week. We've got mostly cloudy skies, partly to mostly cloudy outside today. So it's going to filter out the sunshine. 74 up into the mountains with a small chance for some showers, 10% today. 89 for the high desert areas. Very comfortable with that chance for showers. And then, of course, if you want it hotter, you can get to the Coachella Valley. Almost 100 there today. Sandra, back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. Hollywood's iconic Pink's Hot Dogs is heading to Japan, opening its first Tokyo location by the end of the year. Hollywood's iconic Pink's Hot Dogs is obviously very famous, and the menu will offer classic favorites and Japan-exclusive items. Pink's dates back to 1939 when Paul and Betty Pink started selling hot dogs from a pushcart near La Brea and Melrose. It's just the start of Pink's plans to expand across Japan. All right, more street food in Japan, as they say. Very good. Ooh.
Orange Beach, Alabama.
welcome to Good Day LA. It's 10 o'clock. I'm Jen Lammers in for Roxia this morning.
And I'm Sandra Enda. Thanks for joining us. New this morning, federal officials have released the results of a major investigation into alleged abuse inside California women's prisons.
Gigi Graciette is live in downtown Los Angeles now with that story. Good morning, Gigi.
Good morning. Even though the women were incarcerated, they still have constitutional rights. And according to the Department of Justice, the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation here in the state of California violated those rights repeatedly. Take a look. The Department of Justice announcing the finding of a years-long investigation today after several female prisoners filed hundreds of private lawsuits accusing prison staff members of sexually abusing them while they were behind bars. The allegations include everything from inappropriate touching and groping to rape. And today, the Justice Department say they found a long-standing pattern of sexual misconduct, weak safeguards, and poor investigations at the Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla and the California Institution for Women in Chino. They're accusing the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation of failing to stop the assaults, saying the department has showed deliberate indifference to women's rights. The Assistant Attorney General for their Civil Rights Division today cited several examples of their findings.
In May of 2024, CDCR sustained multiple sexual misconduct allegations against a CIW sergeant for providing contraband in exchange for sexual favors from prisoners. He was caught on camera caressing a prisoner's breasts and turning off his body camera.
These facts, like I said, are unacceptable and they're intolerable. California owes a legal and moral duty to safeguard prisoners in their custody. This state must confront the persistent failure of its own employees to prevent and address future sexual abuse at these facilities.
Federal prosecutors say the state of California did cooperate fully in the investigation and now has 49 days to implement mandatory reforms, including, but not limited to, expanded cameras, stronger reporting channels, better investigations, and improved staff training. And bringing it back here live, the Department of Justice also said that if those remedies are not done within the 49 days, the state of California could face federal litigation. Reporting live in downtown Los Angeles, I'm Gigi Graciette. Back to you.
All right, Gigi. Thank you. We have some new developments now in the murders of Hollywood legend Rob Reiner and his wife Michele. An unsealed grand jury indictment opening the door to a possible death penalty case against their son Nick.
Christy Fardo live in downtown LA with all the details. Christy.
Good morning. The case has been shrouded in secrecy, with neither the defense nor prosecutors really giving any hints as to what they plan to argue. That is, until this grand jury indictment was unsealed. Among the special circumstances in that grand jury indictment is lying in wait, which does open the door to the death penalty. It makes the case eligible for the death penalty, although at this point, the district attorney's office has not indicated whether they plan to seek it. But if you've been following this case, you already know that the 32-year-old is accused of slaying his parents, acclaimed director and actor Rob Reiner and Michele Reiner. The 78 and 70-year-olds were found stabbed to death in their Brentwood home back in December. Nick Reiner, their son, has been charged with their murders. He has struggled with mental health and substance abuse problems for years, and there have been questions about his fitness to stand trial. But the indictment allows prosecutors to skip the preliminary hearing process and move further towards a trial. District Attorney Nathan Hochman calls the case an extreme betrayal by someone who was loved and trusted by the very people he's accused of killing. The charges against Nick Reiner include the special circumstance allegation of multiple murders and of using a knife in the commission of a murder, and the new special circumstance allegation, which we mentioned, a murder while lying in wait, which means prosecutors believe he hid from the victims in order to ambush them.
Now, it's very possible that Nick Reiner's family, this is their brother, right, that's going to be on trial here, that they could advise the DA or they could express to the DA that they don't want him to seek the death penalty. And I think he would very likely, take that into account and put a lot of weight behind their words. So it doesn't mean that he's seeking the death penalty, but it certainly now was on the table.
Nick Reiner has a scheduled court hearing next month, and yesterday, following the unsealing of that indictment, he entered a not guilty plea to murder charges. In the meantime, he's seeking access to a trust that his parents had set up for him, saying he needs that money to help with his defense. Live in downtown LA, I'm Christy Fajardo. Send it back to you.
All right, Christy, thank you. Now, one day into the new school year, LAUSD is facing serious financial pressure. Superintendent Andres Chase said that officials will first target non-labor spending, then central office positions. But after significant cuts already, Chase acknowledges schools cannot escape the impact entirely.
There are some significant challenges that we have to face. There's no, in my at least initial estimation, there's no scenario where there won't be an impact to schools. It's about doing that in the most thoughtful and humane way possible.
The district will continue searching for savings outside the classroom. Central office staffing is also on the table.
A tense situation at LA's Santee High School ends safely. The LAPD says the student actually brought a gun to campus during an altercation yesterday. The school briefly went into lockdown, but officers quickly detained the student without any issues. Parents were notified. School officials remind families to use the Los Angeles school's anonymous reporting app called LASAR if they see or hear anything that could be concerning.
Classic cars lined the Capitol yesterday as bipartisan lawmakers pushed Senate Bill 1392, known as the Jay Leno's Law. The measure would exempt qualifying collector vehicles built before 1981 model year from smog tests. The exemption expands annually, ending with 1985 models. Supporters say owners drive them sparingly, and Leno even called in with this message.
Well, please sign it, because I think it makes it easier for people not to have to try and break the law. And, it's, from what I understand, I think the governor is for the bill. I think he will sign it. It seems to make sense.
The bill faces the Assembly Appropriations Committee today. It still needs final legislative approval before it can reach Governor Newsom's desk.
LA's mayoral race is heating up, and the issue of animal welfare on Skid Row has suddenly taken center stage. Both Mayor Karen Bass and Councilwoman Nithya Raman are now meeting with animal advocates ahead of the election. Matthew Seedorf spent the evening on Skid Row with one of those advocacy groups in a report you will only see here on Fox 11.
Ground zero of LA's homeless crisis on Skid Row. Oh my God. Now a battleground over animal abuse and the city's mayoral race.
They're not taking their dogs away.
Mayor Bass and Councilwoman Nithya Raman recently posting campaign videos.
We can address the animal welfare crisis on Skid Row.
Both promising action on animal welfare.
They've already been in office for so long and they have never cared, so I don't feel like it's very authentic.
There's a dog.
Yeah, there's a dog there.
Starts with one today walking with us through Skid Row.
Chaos, lawless, crisis, state of emergency.
Dogs and puppies in almost every tent.
People in there are wild. The last time we came here, they were all on drugs.
Conditions dangerous for people, let alone pets.
A dog getting shot. I've seen dogs getting stabbed.
There's dogs everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere. And you'll see it. And then they don't see no problem with it, but yet they don't have nothing to eat. The animal has nothing to eat.
On the street, we met Ronald,
Hey guys, over there, come on.
who took us inside his SRO.
They got kicked out.
Where he's lived roughly 4 years with his cats.
If you can't take care of animals, you can't take care of yourself and leave them alone because they love us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to say. It's about that. Because these cats hit them. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeding them right now and they know it. I love them.
So we get calls almost every other day from people that leave their dogs abandoned in the SROs. We just got a call today that a dog was having a seizure because the person wasn't taking care of their dog.
Thank you.
Bass says her Skid Row animal cruelty pilot program launched last year is now permanent.
Real enforcement of people.
While Raman promises a crackdown on neglect.
Both of them have ignored Skid Row, not only with the animals, but with the people too. This is literally the forgotten land of Los Angeles.
That was Matthew Seedorf reporting. Even the FBI is now getting involved, putting out a statement this week saying it is offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to arrests related to animal abuse cases in Southern California.
Defense attorneys for Tyler Robinson, the man charged in the fatal shooting of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, are now arguing against the death penalty. Lawyers filed motions contending capital punishment should be off the table, claiming Robinson was only targeting Kirk and no one else was in danger. Robinson faces multiple charges in the assassination as prosecutors prepare for a trial.
Applications for unemployment benefits were up last week, but layoffs still remain at historically healthy levels. The Labor Department releasing its report this morning showing 209,000 people filed jobless claims last week. The 4-week average remains unchanged. Overall, the Labor Department says the figures show people with jobs enjoy unusually high job security. The U.S. unemployment rate is now at 4.1%, with the economy showing resiliency despite a spike in energy prices caused by the war with Iran.
And let's take a look at the live board right now. The big board, this is the Dow, currently down after starting the day in green, as you can see. Other indexes are flirting with all-time highs after new signs the inflation is easing a bit.
Look at that. Millions of people from Europe to the northern U.S. looked up to the sky to catch a peek at a solar eclipse. Parks and beaches were lined with onlookers equipped with telescopes and those eclipse glasses. We're all familiar with those. To get the best and safest viewing, it's the first time continental Europe has seen a total solar eclipse since 1999. And it's been more than a century since it was